How's it going, YouTube? It's your boy Ron, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Leaf Green. In the last episode, we had made our way out of Rock Tunnel and made our way over to Celadon City. We, of course, got new teammates added to our party, and we started making our way back over to Lavender Town. Today's episode, though, we are going to be, of course, heading back to Celadon City. This is going to be, honestly, a lot of today's episode is going to be a bunch of filler battles just because we need to get our XP up for many of our new teammates, more specifically 3Beaks and Jolt. Since they are a little underwhelming in level when we got them, we aren't exactly too prepared for the gym coming up just because the level gap is going to be a little bit underwhelming for both my new teammates. And also because of the current ones that we had raised for so long, being of course Pika, Dig, and Sword. They are going to be of course adequate to face them, that's not the issue, it's just type up is going to be a little underwhelming on our end. Of course, for those who are familiar, Erica is a grass type leader and all three of my pokes are not going to adequately take her on pretty effectively. Even if we did get Jolt, still, electric types aren't going to be good against the grass types, as we already saw. Pika doesn't handle grass types well, and 3Beaks is still very underwhelming in level, but of course flying types are magnificent against grass types, so that is why we definitely would like to have him raised up in levels a lot more. And that's kind of why I do want to dedicate a lot of today's episode into doing that. But even before we even go ahead and start facing Erica, we also have to do one thing that is going to be crucial to the storyline, and that is going to be our proper introduction to Team Rocket. For those who do remember, we did meet them, or we did encounter them in Mount Moon, when they were kind of trying to, you know, take over the fossils and do them for their own deeds. But we didn't exactly properly meet them face to face. So that is why this is going to be our first proper introduction to them. And basically, we're going to uncover some more of the story in terms of like what their purposes are and, you know, what they are meant to be doing here, and why they want to take over, or, you know, rule over Kanto kind of thing. But all that will be explained in due time. That's not, I don't want to get too ahead of myself because, of course, like I said, yeah, no. I'll just let Joel handle the rest of this. And also, one thing I do want to mention in terms of both my Pokemon, they really are going to be the stars of the show for a while, just because, like I said, I do want to get their level ups quite effectively. And in terms of teaching them moves to get them ready, that is going to be honestly the hard part, of course. I get. I'll just take Pika out. Didn't want to do that, but I gotta speed this up a little bit quicker, and I gotta heal them up. The unfortunate thing for 3Beaks, one thing you guys probably didn't see and I didn't even notice actually when I was catching him behind the scenes, is that 3Beaks actually, when you catch him at level 22, there is the possibility that he won't learn Peck. So obviously Peck is the flying type move that most bird Pokemon start off to begin with. It is relatively weak, so that's why I honestly didn't care too much about it. So this is our first instance of a double battle. Okay, so I'm guessing it doesn't take until after Lieutenant Surge is when you get introduced to a double battle. I honestly didn't think they introduced it yet, but that was just my memory not sparking me well. And it's no surprise it's a Jigglypuff combo. Wait, what did I just do? Okay, yeah. Helping Hand. I might as well just get some extra attack. Oh yeah, for 3Beaks. I do have Aerial Ace in pocket, so just in case if I need to teach it a flying type move, which I'll already say I do need to teach him a flying type move. He doesn't have anything else other than that, so I kind of have to. I will have that to make him learn. Oh dang, wasn't expecting that right off the bat. Let's throw our okay. And he does learn Drill Peck a lot later in his evolution, so that is going to be the flying type move that he will be dedicated to learning. But again, it will still be a while, so I have to rely on Aerial Ace. Unfortunately, it's not the greatest offensive flying type move we'll have. Of course, we do have the benefit that it never misses when we take advantage of it. Of course, getting those level ups is good. And in terms of other moves, anything I have that will just be filler will just end up having to be dedicated to him. And in the case of Jolt, I will try to get him to Jolteon as fast as I can. There is just one move I do want to let him know before I go ahead and evolve him. I believe at level 30, Eevee can learn Bite, so at least I'll have that in terms of just small coverage, even though it's not going to be the most. Again, Eevee and Jolteon when it evolves, of course it has Poison Point. Won't be able to take too much advantage of it, so I will be honest, it might not be the greatest move he'll have, but it's better than having nothing. Just gonna have XP right there. And in terms of other moves, the one thing I am a little unfortunate about is that, unlike in Gen 1, after you defeated Lieutenant Surge, the TM he gives you is Thunderbolt, which, of course, I already said this many times, but of course I'll say it again, is one of the best Electric type moves in the game, and to this day still is. Unfortunately, after the second generation, it no longer becomes a TM, so pretty much only Pokemon that can learn it, or through move tutors, or through, what's the other one? Through breeding can you learn it. So unfortunately Jolteon won't be able to learn that. I do have to give it Shockwave, and then honestly towards near the end game when it's able to learn Thunder is the next best Thunder Electric type move I'll have. So I will be honest, in this generation Jolteon is a little bit underwhelming just because of that aspect alone. Having Thunderbolt on Jolteon is actually a lot more effective. But we do have to give it Shockwave, so we are going to have to sacrifice some power right there. Not what I wanted to do, but obviously I have no control over that. I don't even have a method of being able to learn any other Thunder moves, so I'm just going to have to resort to just letting it have that. Alright, can Fury Attack do more? It can, but okay. And other than that, by Thunderbolt, Shockwave, then Thunder, and then any other filler moves we'll just have to do. I did mention that we are going to have to lose Pika soon. Pretty much when I get to Jolteon, that's when we're going to have to do the bye-bye switch. Even though Pika has served its purpose super well for us throughout our adventure so far, I can't deny that it hasn't been super grateful. We've been super grateful to have it. That's why I'm just going to take my time to not use it too much. I just don't want to give it too many levels because I do want to spread that XP share with everyone. And the next thing I do want to mention about, of course, teammates is there are still 2 more spots to be yet revealed. Time frame, that's going to be the hard part. I do want to say it might still be up until after Badge 5, so there are still going to be a good amount of time before we can even get our next teammates. So I will be honest, it might still be some episodes before I can even reveal them. We are somewhat close to getting them, so I'm not going to say it's too far out the way, but I still want to say that it still will take a while. I still have to fill up some typings that, of course, you guys have already noticed that I don't have. That should make sense for us to have already in our adventure. So obviously, needless to say, I don't have a dedicated water type, and we all know that water typing is, of course, one of the greatest in the game. It's just a great all-around, defensive, especially everything. It's a good typing. So of course, I'm gonna fill that spot. It might still be a while before I do, though. I do have Dig Dig as my ground type. I did want to get a slightly better poke in that department. Not that it's bad, but I already praised about its speed being one of the greatest out in the game right now, and that's what I heavily rely on for. But of course, the main disadvantage, it being very fragile, and it's still not the greatest. It's still not the greatest special attacker. So that's the one thing I do want to mention. I mean, not special attacker, physical attacker. So I'm still focusing on Pikachu as my special. It's still not the greatest physical attacker that we'll have. So that's kind of why I do want to make that trade. It'll still be a while before that. I pretty much will have to say I have to guarantee it around Badge 5, so we'll go ahead and encounter it. And then next would be, who is the other? Another physical poke that I do want to add. That will actually might be close to our second to last poke we might be getting on our team. So then again, still a while. But of course, this is a Pokemon I highly rate. And I did talk about in our Stadium 2 playthrough a lot. So that is something to look out for in case. But for now, that's just how my teammates setup is going to be. Still have to wait a while before I can see how to shape up. But for now, we did get a good amount. We already got Jolt and 3 Beaks on our team, so we did at least add some more to our arsenal that we didn't have before. Which I will admit was a little bit underwhelming from the beginning of the map, from the beginning of the journey. I don't want to rely on 3 Beaks too much because it's already about to faint. Does it learn anything at this level? No? Okay. Voltorb, okay, that's fine. I'll let Jolt, even though it only has Quick Attack. I just hate how you get Eevee at this point and it doesn't know any... Dang. It still doesn't know any great moves, but yeah, we'll ignore that. He's the only guy left. Okay, I'll go ahead and match him, but just in a little bit. One thing I do want to mention that I didn't do in the last episode that I probably should have done, but I guess now's as good as time as any to go ahead and just do it, because it'll be useful for those who don't know, or just of course for those just to get it out the way. As you saw, literally I just went through the underground path to get over to Celadon City like I did last time, and of course as you guys just saw just now. So I will pull up the map in just a second. I do want to go ahead and heal up my teammates, because there is the house that we visited back when we were getting Evie at the top floor. That same house does have a lady who will give you a special item that is required to go ahead and progress further in the game. So this is going to be where the Generation 1 and 3 difference does come into play. Once I grab the item, I'll explain that a little bit more. I'll go ahead and make my way over to her house right now so we can go ahead and speak with her. It's going to be the Pokemon Mansion, is that right? The Celadon Mansion, yeah. The Pokemon Mansion's a place we haven't visited yet. So we go ahead and make our way over to her right over here. She has Stupid Nidoran. Alright. You shouldn't spend all your money on drinks. Try this instead. And she gives us tea. It's a key item. Nothing beats thirst like some hot tea. It's really the best. Alright, so this is actually where the difference comes into play. If you remember, in Generation 1, the lady never gave you the tea. I believe you just talked with her and then that was it. She didn't give you any key item. What that tea is supposed to do in this game is once you make your way over towards the gates that prevent you from going over to Celadon City. So if I go ahead and pull up the map, if we see here, there are 4 different connections to Saffron City. Sorry, all of them are going to be, of course, blocked out by cops that are, or Poke Guards, or whatever you want to call them, officers blocking the path. If you make your way now, oh, that tea, it looks awfully tasty. Can I have this drink? Gee, thanks. Oh. If you want to go to Saffron City, you can go through. I'll share this tea with the other guards. There you go. With the tea that you got from the old lady, you can now give it to the guards, and they will let you passively go through Saffron City without any issue. In Generation 1, it wasn't the tea. You had to go to the Celadon department store, go all the way to the top, and get some drinks from the vending machine. And you would just have to get one and give it to any of the guards, and then you'd be able to passively go through. And Celadon, you can get to Celadon City as early as before Gym 4, so, you know, that's one good thing to note. We obviously can't visit the Saffron Gym yet. There are still a bunch of story events we haven't done yet to go through. And there is the Fighting Dojo, but I will go ahead and just mention that a lot of the Pokemon there are going to be a bit too high level for us, so I'm not going to go ahead and go there yet. We will be making our way over, just not right now. But right now, what I do want to... I think below is Vermilion City. I should remember that. Yeah, Vermilion. We can't head back to Cerulean or go just easily to Lavender Town. Oh yeah, that last guy. Let me actually go ahead and just battle him real quick. One landmark we are passing through is the Slith Co. or the Slith Company. We will be heading in that building, but not right now. Again, many storylines that we have to do first before we can even attempt to go there. Alright, let's play a game. Stupid gambler. Again, we passed through so many sites that are going to be crucial for us in the story, but we have to head over to one landmark we haven't visited yet in Celadon City that we probably should have, because it is infamous in this game, is the Game Corner. So just in short, the Game Corner is basically the Pokemon World version of like the casino or like the game room. It is meant for you to play games and, you know, get prizes like movesets and certain Pokemon that you can't catch in the wild. And once I make my way over there, I'll go ahead and show you guys. I'm so glad I have 3 Beaks. She's such a great physical attacker. And Tri-Attack is such a great normal move. I love having that. Okay. Enough praising 3 Beaks. I do want to go ahead and get Jolt's level up though, because I'm never going to get it in this rate if I'm just going to let 3 Beaks do everything, but I do need him to get some level up, so that's understandable. Let me go ahead and start making my way over to Celadon City now. If I go ahead and do so, we have made it to the Game Corner. But one thing before I go ahead and step inside is, what TMs do I have? I do know... Aerial Ace, yeah, I might as well teach it a flying move since it's not going to have one for a while. So yes, I do want to teach 3 Beaks Aerial Ace right now. I'll go ahead and get rid of Growl since I don't find it any useful for me, so I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of it. Not going to be required for me. Alright, perfect. It's funny how also Dig can learn it, but I'm not going to waste my time doing that. Break. None of my Pokemon can learn that, so no point. And everything else, I'll just hold off for now since I'm not going to worry about it. Alright, so now that we have arrived at the Celadon Game Corner, this is what I was talking about, is you can play games to get prizes. The most notable in terms of the Pokemon that you can get, it is version exclusive in terms of the 2 Pokemon and also the price that they cost. So you can actually catch 2 Pokemon that I think are notable here. One being Dratini. Dratini has an extremely rare catch rate in this game. It is probably going to be easier to catch it than just playing a lot of these games than to go ahead and catch it. But if you're able to, hey, go spend the money on it. But the one notable poke I will mention is Porygon. Porygon you cannot catch legitimately in the wild. Your only method of getting it is in the game corner. And Porygon, in my opinion, is a relatively okay normal type. Its evolutionary line, so Porygon 2, is a good defensive wall. It is meant to be more a defensive Pokemon and stall out. If you remember my Pokemon Stadium 2 playthrough, I did praise Porygon 2 a lot because of that regards. A little bit overwhelming in the general adventure just because you won't be able to take advantage of stall moves too effectively against just trainer battles, but it is still a great Gen 3 poke regardless, and if you're able to get one, I'd add it to my team. I would have to spend so much time here and get a lot of money to do so, so I'm not even going to bother. And you can also get version exclusives Pinsir or Scyther in this game as well, depending on your copy of the game. And effectively good bug-type Pokemon, Pinsir of course will always be the underwhelming comparison over to Scyther since it does get an evolution and has better attack stats. But that doesn't mean Pinsir's a bad poke, just is a little bit underwhelming until the later gens. But enough of the explaining of the game corner. We do see a Team Rocket grunt right here. Let's go ahead and speak with him and see why he's even just staring at a poster of the Team Rocket logo. I'm guarding this poster. Go where else? Yes, he was meant to guard a poster, a valuable item. Why would he guard such a thing? Okay, so we are meant to battle him, of course, just to get past whatever he was doing. And with Aerial Ace, it is a better move. Although I will say, Tri-Attack is still going to be the better option. But of course, we have Aerial Ace for, you know, the super effective moves. Might as well do Pursuit. Should knock it out. Depending on the next poke, I might want to go ahead and use Jolt. Let me just see. Who's the next one? Zubat. Yeah, might as well. Zubat's just going to be a bit weaker to knock out. I do want to get Jolteon right now, though. It's just I do want to wait. I do want to wait off just for a little bit. I'm not going to get too much XP from this, honestly. Just because it has quick attack only, so it's not going to be hard hitting that many things. Look at 5, 3 damage. Close enough. Leech Life is just so underwhelming. Many movesets and typings just became so underwhelming for many generations up until like the 4th where they really corrected them. So at least they didn't ignore everything, but a lot of types were underwhelming. The Team Rocket Head might be discovered. I better tell the boss. How does he do that? How does he get through, like, just through a black wall, but when we had to get through the poster? Hey, switch behind the poster. Let's push it. See, how does he progress further? Alright, so in the basement of Celadon Game Corner, I had it right the first time. We do notice the Rocket hideout. So this is where Team Rocket has one of their secret hideouts. Of course, exploring it, we should be able to find the boss since that Team Rocket literally just said the boss should be around here somewhere. So a lot of Team Rocket fighting. You broke into Team Rocket's operations. What nerve! Yeah, and then don't let a guy be staring at a poster the entire time. That did give it away pretty obviously. And honestly, also Team Rockets, a lot of Team Rocket grunts are going to have relatively lower level Pokemon, even than the ones that we've caught already. So I guess it's still a good idea to take advantage of the other pokes that we haven't got yet. We haven't got too much battling on them. We'll go ahead and let them get some battles going on. Who are you? How did you get here? You had a guy blocking a poster. Not exactly the smartest move on y'all's end. And of course, I can't do anything if I get disabled. Just because I'll replace Pika soon over Dig Dig, I'll go ahead and just switch out and give Dig Dig some time to battle. Still not going to be too useful for the remainder of the journey, I will be honest. Probably until the next gen, he'll be a bit more useful. And by next gen, I mean after the 4th one. We are still going to be going ahead from batch 4 relatively soon. Still got to do a few things, and this is actually one of the notable ones. You technically don't have to do this yet. There is nothing that's preventing you from doing things in your own manner. So we could have theoretically gone to the gym right away, but this would have been better in terms of getting some XP for these new pokes and just getting some level ups that would be helpful for Erica. I will say that's probably your best bet. But of course, if you don't want to, that's all up to you. And speedrunners alike will say that probably battling is more effective. But then again, what do I know? I don't speedrun. Would like to. I've already brought it up before. I do love these games enough to where I could probably speedrun, but there's so many like tactics and hidden mechanisms that I still don't know to this day that I obviously should learn if I ever wanted to do so. Boss said you can see ghosts with the slip scope. Alright, so he did kind of hint at one of the items we will be needing to getting the slip scope, but I'll explain that a little bit later when we get to the boss. And yeah, he's probably just going to have a lot of underwhelming Pokemon. I probably should heal 3 weeks soon, but we are getting closer to the end of the video, so I'll go ahead and just hold off on that later. Nothing goes right whenever I'm trying to use Eevee. Grimer, I'll go ahead and just like dig handle that. Okay, and then Zubat, dang, I just hate the poisoning part. That's just gonna annoy me a little bit more. That's just gonna stall too much time. I believe how I'll end today's video is, since we are roughly halfway through the Rocket Hideout. Yes, I know, we just got here and we technically are halfway through it. There isn't really much here other than, of course, just solving one of the main I'll go ahead and let 3D do it. Other than solving the main puzzle and then just getting through the basement. So honestly, we are technically almost done, but I'll save that for next time. I do want to just go ahead and solve this puzzle once time around, and then I'll go ahead and just call it for today. I will go ahead and save that for the next episode just because it will be pretty interesting. I don't need that. I remember solving this puzzle once successfully. I think I got stuck at it at one point, but honestly, you're just supposed to go this way, and then, yeah, that's it. I think over here has what we need. I think, is it this, or we have to talk to somebody? Okay, no, so I think it's this guy. Is it him? Intruder alert. I think it's him. I'm trying to remember this game based off memory, so my memory isn't going to be the greatest. If it's not this, then it's going to be the next section that I think it is. But if not, then like I said, I'll worry about that next time. It's not a big deal. We already... I don't get lucky! My god, I hate that. I'll just use Sword. Forget it. I'm using Sword. It's not a good matchup, but I don't care. I'm getting tired of these. Yeah, you can't poison me. Yeah. I can't do it. Is it you? Let's go. I don't know where it is. Okay, so it wasn't you. Was it you? I'm trying to remember who. Or it's probably the other floor. Why did you come here? So it's probably the next floor. I think this is just a bunch of free battle. Oh my god. Okay. So yeah, after this battle, I'm just gonna call it because there's just too many of these wild battles that I'm gonna just have to wait for next episode to get the next key that'll take us to the basement, and then we could just fight the boss there. Honestly, that's not a big deal. And once I finish this battle, that'll be it. Because I think we did get a decent amount done. 3Beaks certainly leveled up a lot to where we could effectively take on Erica a bit better, but I still want to wait off on that because we're still not 100% ready to do that. But with that being said, with the level ups that we got and getting this far ahead into the Rocket Basement, I will go ahead and call it a day for today's episode. So guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. Do hope you enjoyed. So minor recap, we started making our way over back to Celadon City again. We did unlock the path to Saffron City, so we can go to any point that we happen to come back to and visit later on in our playthrough. And big thing is that we made it over to the Rocket Hideout, so we can go ahead and grab one of the key items the Rocket Grunts mentioned earlier, the Slip Scope. But I'll explain its purpose and a lot more next time. So guys, this has been your boy Ron. Till next time, I will see you guys back here at the Rocket Hideout, so we can go ahead and dig a little bit deeper and fight the boss here, so we can go ahead and start continuing our exploration. I'll see you guys then. Take care.